Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about the moon in the eighth house in the natal chart. Now, first off, I just want to state that when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the moon placements in the houses of natal chart, and the videos were a little bit concise, and some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do is make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up, well, the moon in the eighth house is like the moon in Scorpio, but it's you got to blend in the zodiac sign, of course. Let's say if the moon is in Virgo in the eighth house natal chart, there may be a very strong emotional need for some kind of analytical psychology and or astrology, because the eighth house is connected with the occult, which includes astrology. And well, first, the emotional needs are connected with the moon. So emotional needs may be strongly tied into intimate connections, sexual related matters, power, control, shared resources, uh, matters of support, whether it's moral, emotional, or monetary support, psychology, things that are complex, getting to the bottom of things, even forensics in some cases. There may be a strong interest in this. And this is a person that may be really into, really deep, emotional connections, and nothing that's overly superficial. Naturally, you got to blend in the zodiac sign of the moon. Say is in Gemini in the eighth house, you got to factor that in, because of course Gemini is going to Gemini can be superficial energy. But the thing about this too is the moon in astrology is associated with our emotions. So the emotions with the moon positive in the eighth house can be very deep, intense, powerful. It can be turbulent, at times even convoluted. Uh, the emotions may often be expressed with people that he or she is in intimate connections with, people that may be in a shared person, may be in a shared resources situation with, such as um, business connection. Matters, a person may be more emotional over matters pertaining to insurance, taxes, alimony, more so than the average person, surgery, even any kind of trauma that the person endures, may become, there may be more emotion expressed over those matters, more so um, than the average person. And this is also a thing too. When you have, the moon in astrology is connected with our reactions and responses. So the moon positive in the eighth house, reactions and responsiveness, may be strongly tied into shared resources, situations, matters that are pertaining to support. Again, whether it's moral, emotional, or monetary support, things that are you know, the intimate people that he or she may be in an intimate connection with. There may be more emotion expressed over matters pertaining to death, matters associated with inheritances, wills, some examples of debts, uh, matters with loans, and also too, and just in their intimate relationships in general. This is a person that may be more, I should say, there's more responsive energy in those matters, I should say. In matters pertaining to death and inheritances, there may, be, a person may emphasize responding more in those situations, more so than most others. Also, too, the moon in astrology is associated with the mother and family. So, when you have the moon in the eighth house in the chart, the mother, family, may be very strongly tied into matters of support, give and take, moral, emotional, monetary support. These people may be very supportive of you during times of crisis. But they may also be people that are secretive, investigative, that people that go beyond the surface, subterfuge, superficiality. And they may play more of a role in the people you're involved with, and the intimate, connections. Could be people that are, trying to either encourage you from, in a certain connection with someone, or discourage, for better or for worse. Um, Also, the mother and family in general may play a provocative role in matters associated with major changes, and if you're making a major change or transformation. But these people, unfortunately, in some cases may also be jealous, manipulative, and vengeful as well. Remember, we are talking about the eighth house, that which corresponds with the zodiac sign Scorpio. So now, another thing about the moon in astrology is that it's associated with the public. So, if you have the moon, positive in the eighth house in the natal chart, you may be involved, with the public, doing something, associated with the occult, which includes astrology or insurance, taxes, working with forensics, investigation, working as, a loan officer. Um, Somebody could be, doing, working with debt, as some examples. And it's also, eighth house is the house of support. So you may be someone that, maybe you might get support. Could be auspicious for getting support from the public in some instances. And when you look at this placement, moon in the eighth house, speaking of support, there may be, fluctuations in moral, emotional, monetary support, whether it's by someone else or it's from you, combination of both. And also, too, there may be a proclivity to attract, intimate relationship, a sexual partner that may be moody, fickle, and temperamental as well. And the moon is also associated with the unconscious side of the person. So, an unconscious level, this may be someone, that is very, can be resilient, resourceful, incisive, probing, deep. You may be unconsciously drawn to getting to the bottom of things, being probing, investigative. You may be drawn toward, matters of support, shared resources, situations, as some examples, in matters associated with sex in general. Um, Sex may be a very strong emotional need. I mean, that could be for anybody, regardless of, astrological placements, but it may be more, accentuated and pronounced. This placement more so than most. Um, Also, too, the moon in astrology is connected with our memories. So, having the moon in the eighth house in your natal chart, memories may be strongly tied into matters of support. Again, whether it's moral, emotional, monetary support matters, that things, events that were tied into making a major change or transformation, transforming things. It could simply be doing, maybe something you had done with recycling. Um, as an example, matters of rebirth, regeneration, resiliency, bouncing back from adversity, surgery. You may often reminisce about things that you put to a figurative death that you obliterated, such as, like, ending a certain livelihood, or, say if there was a connection, relationship you had with, where it was contentious, ending that relationship, things of that nature. And also, too, um, when you look at the moon astrology, it's also associated, with nurturing and caring. So you may express a lot of that energy, sympathy, care, protection, in matters associated with your intimate relationships, shared resources, scenarios. Um, Also caring about your legacy as well, that you want to leave behind. Um, it could also be, matters, associated, with, inheritances, wills, being protective of these things. Um, it could also be, caring for, again, if you're in a shared one, elaborating with shared resources situations, such as, a business connection. This is something, that you may strongly care for more so than the average person. And also, as far as giving, support as well, and, caring about those things more so than the average person. And anyway, people, that will conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.